If FM7 doesn't have a Hoonigan car pack, I'm not buying it. Oh, and it should have top fuel dragsters for the quarter mile, bro. And don't forget to add my sweet 2013 VW Passat. It's all over my Instagram. You can check it out here. Don't forget to tag the owner if you see it, brah. Skywarp 72. Cruizers Gaming. Let's face it, everybody is doing an FM7 wish list. Some cringeworthy, some very well thought out ones. So I figured if I had to do one, it would be for the better of the community and my fellow motorsport gamers. And not all the silly shit I personally want to see put in the game. Though I'm not opposed to making a feature on that, I just think everyone would be like,
oh my god, who the hell cares?
That being said, these are the top 5 wishes the Cruisers have for the 7th installment of the Motorsport series. Campaign Short Track. As corny as it may be to wish for anything about the career mode, it certainly needs some work. The career mode's importance is highly underrated, as it's a tool that's not being utilized to keep wreckers and griefers out of the game. Imagine how much cleaner lobbies would be if everyone had to complete X amount of the career to join online, much like Gran Turismo's licensing system. Of course, this would only work if Turn 10 shortened the career mode in Motorsport like they did in Horizon 3. I'm not opposed to new or casual gamers, so as not to chase them away with having to complete a certain percentage of the career, let's not make the career 100 hours long. Now that FH3 has the career co-op, perhaps it could be implemented into Motorsport as well to make the career less monotonous and, you know, more fun. The possible downside of this would be that no one could play online on day 1. But hey, it worked for GTA 5. No one played that online for like a week or 2 after it was released, and it's doing fine.
You know how fast you were going?
Gee, I don't know, officer. I try to keep it under the limit.
Well, you and your boys look like you were drag racing from where we were sitting there, so why don't you get yourself out of the car? Come on.
Officer,
Officer,
is this
officer.
entirely
Yes,
necessary?
it is. Get on. Come on. Hands on the car. Let's go. Come on.
I'll paint a picture for you. The strongest thing this franchise has going for it is that there's a little something there for everyone. Drag racers, drifters, super tuners, rivals, tag, photography, circuit racing, leagues, monthly challenges. I mean, it's all here. And my friends in the painters community, I feel, have been neglected for way too long. So many times we have seen cars come from Turn 10 with liveries already on them. Many times these liveries have a mixture of textures on them being glossy and flat, sometimes even just semi-glossy. However, with Turn 10's paint liveries, they are often impossible to recreate due to the fact that Turn 10 can use multiple surface types and us players cannot. The wish here? Hopefully, since FM7 will be available on the PC, the paint mode will be accessible with a mouse and keyboard. Why is this important to our painters community? Well, the basic PC Windows Paint program is better than Forza Paint. It takes hundreds, sometimes thousands of layers to accomplish what one brushstroke would do on a regular painting program. Also, the infinite color wheel from the PC program could add all sorts of new looks to liveries instead of the limited color palette we have now. And figuring in the 4K upgrade we're getting this installment, the more colors we get, the more fabulous it will look. The ABCs. The ABC lobbies are aptly named as they are multi-class races encompassing A, B, C, and S-class cars. However, the placement of the lobbies in the hopper, and the current name, seems to attract a plethora of new, inexperienced drivers that typically want to wreck other racers if they start off in the lower class and expect it to be an S-class so they could win everything. I made an episode of Forza Explained, which I will link below, that gave the ins and outs of the ABCs, though didn't reach the amount of new players I had hoped. That being said, changing the hopper name to multi-class and moving it closer to the end of the line in the hopper would do wonders in cleaning up this super competitive lobby type. Do I see it happening? Well, no. But that's why they called it a wish list, you know.
Excuse me? Are you looking at me? Did you rub my lamp? Did you wake me up? Did you bring me here? And all of a sudden you're walking out on me? I don't think so. Not right now. You're getting your wishes, so sit down!
Honest soundtrack. Call me nostalgic, but I was a huge fan of the FM2 menu soundtrack. Not to mention my earlier days of gaming on PS1 and 2 on Gran Turismo, where an honest soundtrack not only played in the menus, but during the races as well. I've even got music from these games still in my personal playlist that I listen to in my real-life cars. And if I didn't have to listen to the motors so intensely while racing, I'd listen to them on track as well. Now I understand there are two reasons why this went away. First being, obtaining the rights to use music in any media publication is quite expensive and cuts into profits. Second now are music streaming apps that you can get on your console, that are usually subscription services, though they're often complex and can hinder gameplay. The current in-game music for the Motorsport franchise is often drab, boring, and gives the vibe that the game takes itself way too seriously. If it was brought back, give an option to turn it off for those players that don't want to listen to it. I'm calling for the soundtrack's return. Tracklist. Believe me when I say I couldn't be happier to see the return of Maple Valley. Not to mention Suzuka, Mugello, and then the all-new Abu Dhabi. However, the track list for FM6 stands at 28, including DLC tracks. Now, at the time of this video's release, we don't have a track list yet, though the original press release from June 11th states 30 racing environments. Later dated announcements have now specified over 30 environments, which means possible tracks not making a return, depending on how many new tracks we get. A track I would bet on not making a return from FM6 would be Top Gear, considering they aren't integrating aspects of the show into the game this time around, and it's not even on the rotation roster for most racing lobbies. I'm good with this, as I'd also be good with them dropping Rio, but it's already been shown in screenshots of the game. My wish is, aside from the previous mentioned tracks, is for Turn 10 not to drop any current tracks, and to make Homestead and VIR available at launch. What I'm sweating is that there hasn't been a mention or screenshot of Daytona International Speedway so far, and considering I raced there in real life, I'd hate to see it go away. Though I'm sure it's more than likely staying, and I'm probably worrying for nothing. My all-time favorite to be included in the game? Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, though from the looks of it, it isn't happening. But I want to know what your favorite track is, whether it's in the game or not. Just leave it in the comment section below and let's see what we can come up with. This should be interesting. This week's subscriber shoutout goes to, surprisingly, a non-subscriber. What's so surprising isn't who it is, but it took so long for this to happen with all the negativity on the internet. I got me a heckler. What? This guy took the time to leave negative comments on 3 of my videos, meaning he had to give them views to do so. So thanks for the views, Jim Smith. And keep up the good work on all the videos on your channel. Best of luck, my friend. As always, this is too much fun. And, I thank all of you that actually do support the channel. And now we have an official place on Facebook to interact with other fans, even if there's only like 12 of us. That is the Cruizers Gaming Facebook page, the link to which will be down below. Don't forget to check out all my real-life racing videos on the channel, and subscribe for all that is Forza. Remember, friends are the family we choose. I'll see you next week, fellow Cruisers.